The song goes on for at least 90 seconds before delving into these heartwarming lyrics. Before then, it is mainly comprised of jazz instrument numbers like a tenor saxophone, so before easing into the lyrical masterpiece which is about to unfold, this short, sweet line grabs the reader's attention after they have been vibing too hard to the trumpets.
Check it out, I'm in the house like carpet.
This is the first line of many to describe an action as being like something that is only tenuously related. In this case, the connection is that the carpets are commonly found in houses, because being like carpet doesn't make much sense, and perhaps also because this is right at the beginning of the rap, this has become one of the most iconic lines of the song.
And if there's too many heads in my blunt, I won't spark it, I'll put it in my pocket and save it like rocket fuel. To everybody's gone and it's cool.
A blunt is a form of consuming cannabis, being rolled into a wrap, which is an inexpensive paper. Author explains that he would not light up the cannabis cigarette among his peers, so we would rather save it for later, which is usually understood as being selfish or self-centered in the streets. Rocket fuel is one of the most expensive forms of fuel found on Earth, so naturally, if you found such, you would rather save it. This is scarcely a rhyme, since pocket and rocket fuel does not make sense, and is just added as nonsense filler comparison.
Then I spark it up with my brother. His mama named him Mo, but I call him Mo Lover.
Who the fuck is Mo?
And he's more than a cover, he's a quilt.
Continuing the comparison-heavy lyrics prior to this line, author uses this line to compare Mo to a quilt. A thick blanket, typically made by stitching together unrelated patches of fabric in a square tiling. Quilts are especially effective covers as their typical heaviness and thickness provides extra warmth to anyone, anything underneath it. However, what author means by comparing Mo to a cover, and by that metric, a quilt, is not understood.
We're putting shit together like the house that John built.
This is most likely in reference to the 1755 nursery rhyme, "This is the house that Jack built," with the name inexplicably changed to John. The rhyme starts off mentioning the house that Jack built, then delves into its surroundings and the way they all connect to each other, before ending back at the titular house. Putting shit together could be a simple reference to the act of constructing a house, or it could be related to the way the rhyme connects everything it describes.
On the hill.
On the hill refers to the place that John built said house, referenced in the previous line. Noun 1. A naturally raised area of land, not as high or craggy as a mountain.
Cause this you're gonna feel like Velvet Turtle.
Velvet Turtle was a fine dining restaurant chain based in California, established in the 1960s and shut down in the 1990s. Due to a few decades having passed since the closure of Velvet Turtle, and due to the pause between velvet and turtle in this rap, many listeners have interpreted turtle as a nonsense word added just for the sake of rhyming. The Swiney House track was, however, recorded much closer in time to when the Velvet Turtle was still operating. The website for the sampled CD lists 2 reviews from 1994, making it likely that 1994 was the release date.
My style fits tighter than a girdle.
A girdle is an elastic form-fitting foundation garment that encircles the lower torso, extending below the hips, and worn often to shape. The use of the word girdle is confusing, as author is either saying A. All his clothes are tight-fitting as if they are made from elastic, B. All his clothes are too short for him, or C. His style is all corsets.
If you hate it, then you can just leave it, like Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver is an American sitcom that ran from 1957 to 1963.
But in a day or two, I'll make you a true believer in me.
This point is pivotal in the epic poem. We are led to believe a AABB rhyme scheme has been established, yet choosing not to end the line marks the turning point for the chaos about to ensue. The rhyme scheme at this point no longer follows a regular structure from here on out. This could have several meanings. The narrator is aiming for a shift in focus. So far, one could argue these lyrics have been utterly meaningless and added nothing towards the song, and have so explored or created no message at all for the audience to understand, and are just words on top of lyrics. The rapper could be trying to signify that he wishes to change this, and is now willing to send a message, making these next few lines extraordinarily important. Alternatively, the rapper has gone mad, and is incapable of holding together a simple nursery rhyme style rhythm to his lyrical nonsense.
Cause like the alphabet you'll see,
This is a pun on C in the letter C. Did you get it?
the ism kicks a rhyme, not your everyday soliloquy.
The term soliloquy means an act of speaking one's thoughts aloud when by oneself or regardless of any hearers, according to the Oxford Dictionary. By not your everyday soliloquy, the writer of the lyrics is implying that these lyrics were well thought out in advance, rather than on the spot or off the top of his head. Most would think this to be a complete lie, being the complete nonsense the lyrics of this song seem to be. However, it could be possible, being how well thought out these lyrics apparently are, that there are some really complex and interesting meaning to these lyrics that we are yet to decipher.
Like Chef Boyardee, my rhyme is truly cooking.
Chef Boyardee is an American brand of canned food. Since canned food is generally considered a lesser form of cooking, this comparison isn't very flattering. Alternatively, this could be referring to the company's founder, Hector Boyardee, 1897 to 1985. Before he started manufacturing canned food, he had a successful career as a chef.
Peace to Matty Rich, cause he's straight out of Brooklyn, New York.
Matty Rich, who indeed is from Brooklyn, was the director of Straight Outta Brooklyn, 1991.
I don't eat pork or swine when I dine.
By not eating any kind of pig meat, the writer of the lyrics could be letting us know that he is upholding kosher. Kosher refers to dietary rules of traditional Judaism. For this reason, the writer of these lyrics could be Jewish. It is heartwarming to know that he trusts us enough to tell us that he is Jewish, despite the possible negative attitude that some Jews face in the modern day. Proposed suggestion. Actually, combined with the next lyric regarding not drinking wine, it's much likely that he's Muslim and keeping halal, rather than Jewish. I say this because he may abstain from alcohol unrelated. He is known to partake in marijuana, so he clearly does not personally carry any dislike towards mind-altering substances. These lines are also very close together, so likely related.
I drink a cup of Kool-Aid, not a big glass of wine.
Combined with the former lyric announcing that the singer does not eat pig, this line stating that he also does not partake in alcohol could lead us to believe that he is Muslim, and thus keeps the rules of halal, among which are abstaining from pork and alcohol. It is heartwarming to know that he trusts us enough to tell us that he is Muslim, despite the possible negative attitude that some Muslims face in the modern day. This is exactly what it said about Judas in the last. Did it? Yeah, this is exactly the same as the last one. In the original sample, this bar is, or a Heineken. If you have time, I'll drop rhyme again. However, this line is chopped up and censored for the Persona Trinity Soul soundtrack remix, presumably to avoid referencing a specific brand of beer. So, unfortunately, ruining the rhyme scheme in the process.
If you have time, I'll drop rhyme again.
I will make sure that I never have any time again, so I don't have to listen to this terrible track. No, actually, honestly, it's been popping up in my recommended feed so many times. I've listened to it. I know it all by heart. I've wanted to make this video for a while. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed it. Please check out my other Persona videos. I live in Japan, so I've been going to lots of Persona 3 Reload collaborations. Please check out my other videos. Again, thanks for watching. Thank you, new subscribers. See you all for future videos.